Hey everyone, it's Megan and welcome back to my channel. So today we are watching episode 4 of One Tree Hill season 1 and really excited about this episode. 1, because it's got Drew Seeley in it. 2, it's a pretty pivotal episode for Peyton and Nathan. And 3, because it also kind of reveals some of Karen's past to Lucas a little bit. So it's a very interesting episode. A lot happens within it, so it'll be interesting and fun to see. So before we get into it, if you are enjoying my videos, please be sure to give it a like. If you are enjoying my content, please be sure to subscribe. And let me know in the comments below, are you Team Lucas, are you Team Brookus, Team Layton, Team Naylee, Team Clint? Let me know what your ship is. You could have more than one. Just saying that. So don't limit it to just one, but just let me know the ships you love in One Tree Hill. So now, without further ado, let's get into the episode.
What you do to me? Whatever you got, better bring it in. This is your team.
I forgot how long these recaps can be. This is where they lose the hot water. Or is it the water altogether? Yeah, it's the water altogether.
Mom? Mom, did you forget to pay the water bill?
No, of course I paid the water bill. I'll take care of it. Come on, let's get your lights.
She's using a jug of water.
Okay, how is this funny, Mom?
How is this not funny?
And look.
Check it out. It's called dinner.
You get to see
quit saving the world
Dad.
and come sell cars with me.
Thanks, but I like the frequent flyer miles. Hey.
Also,
How's my
Deb
boy?
kind of stopped working
Small.
all together and then
Dinner's almost ready.
joined in with Karen and
Don't wait up.
Trick.
Remember what I told you. He can't shoot if he doesn't have the ball.
And it's just so interesting how she just kind of stopped working in their regular job.
Get out there and pretend you know each other. All right, let's try to get it together. Ravens on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks.
Hey, can I get you over here to Nathan's party later? You're both so broody. You could brood together.
That's actually why I don't like them together, is because they're too similar. They just don't work. It's just for me. That's why I don't like Peyton and Lucas. They just seem too similar and they just don't mesh well. Like, that right there is just unnecessary and ridiculous. It's unneeded.
2 decent games in a row, man. Getting better or just lucky?
This is the one place that I have not been. Is Dan's beach house. I always wanted to go.
Keith? Time to bake.
Hey, you gotta talk to him. Lucas had the better shot. You saw it, right?
Tim, are you being pathetic?
See you over here.
I invited him. I mean, you have such great friends now.
I'm trying to call something.
I love how, like, Tim was just, like, begging for Nathan's approval.
I wasn't sure you'd come. Makes two of us. Hi. I'm Nathan Scott.
Yeah, I know, I'm Haley.
I love how he just, like, moves in and is like, yeah, I'm Nathan. As if the two of them haven't met. Peyton knows what's happening. Such a nice house. Oh, look. I think I see Bevan.
Just saying.
Thanks.
Yeah. Have you guys seen this? The high school theater leader?
Oh, yes.
Wait, this is insulting, right?
Oh, and there's Drew Seeley.
Really, what guy keeps his hat on during sex? Who is this Saki person anyway?
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, I guess
It's a
it's
comic strip.
Nathan
Right?
It's more
who
like
keeps his
Saki.
hat
Remember,
on
this is another first
during
thing about it.
sex.
Things seem so...
Shallow?
Where's the keg?
So before I continue on with the episode, as I said, I have the comic strip on a canvas here. It was, I won it in a raffle that the charity Friends with Benefits did. And I also have some pom-poms too, but I won't get those down. But this, I love. And also, it does say high school cheerleader here, whereas in the show it says high school fear leader. So it's brush perfect hair, get straight A's, have meaningless sex with faceless jock. Sorry, I couldn't see that, with faceless jock, and hat. And of course, it's like the minute that was mentioned, Nathan's head went up, like, really, Peyton? Yeah, put that in there. And then it's don't forget to smile. So it's like all her comic strips are pretty cool, but I love that I have this in on a canvas so I can keep it stored. So that's gonna go back here for now while we watch the rest of the episode.
Okay.
It must be confusing for him with Lucas on the team now. Are we gonna talk about that?
I always loved how Deb was always trying to be so understanding, so kind. She was never trying to be bitter, vindictive, or
I saw Karen at the game tonight, but then I've
or
never
mean.
really spoken to her.
I know this is hard on you, Deb.
No, not really. I think it's harder for you and Nathan.
That was something I always liked about season 1 Deb.
So, I know you're like having the time of your life, but can you please make like a tree and get out of here?
Yeah, what you got here?
Whatever. You let me know when you prove your point. I'm gonna go to one of the 18 now. Come play.
What's the game?
I never.
And yet apparently you have.
So the game is...
I wish they had used more of Drew Seeley.
Anybody at the table who has, stand.
Seemed like such an established character that they only showed, like, really once.
Alright. Teresa, you're up.
Okay. Let's see. I've never had sex with anything made out of plastic. Okay, my turn. I've never...
Such an ass.
Then you walk over to mine.
You know, technically, his parents weren't married when they got pregnant. He just chose to marry Deb instead of Karen, but they were both technically accidents.
How's the dinner You tutored Nathan, right? It's okay. He tells me everything.
Yeah, he said he needed some help.
Maybe. Does Lucas know you're helping Nathan? You know, you say a lot when you keep your mouth shut. It's okay. Keep mine shut too.
You know, Haley and Peyton had this potential. That's the word. I couldn't think of it. Haley and Nathan had this potential to... Not Haley and Nathan.
What happened?
Oh, same old crap.
Haley and Peyton had this potential to be such a
What did you
great
do this time?
friendship. And I'm sad that they never really developed that. But I'm always happy that they developed the friendship between Haley and Brooke. Because I love them.
Like, have you guys ever actually talked?
Yeah, sure. We trade emails, too.
I'm saying, you're so hypersensitive around each other. And I get it. I just think that... Don't let him in. I'm in the home.
Haley?
Nope.
I mean, Haley's not wrong there, Lucas. I mean...
We could do. You promised we would be nice.
I am nice. I invited him to stinking party, didn't I?
She's, you know, trying to...
You got it in public? What did you say anyway?
Oh, man, is that what... I made a lame joke. I mean, look, the guys, sometimes we get kind of raw with each other. I was just trying to include him. You took it the wrong way.
Well, maybe you need to rethink your approach.
With your respect, how do I handle this?
It's easy. Stop being such a jerk.
I love how she, like, just whispered that. She's yelling at him, and then all of a sudden she's just like, jerk! As if that was a swear or something. Oh, Haley, Haley, Haley.
He really slammed you.
I don't care what he thinks.
Neither do I.
Oh, yeah? Why are you drinking? What's that? What is it? It's comedy.
Also, how did they never find the tape that Nathan and Brooke made? One of the many cares.
But I guess you are.
Okay, oh, yes.
Oh, is this the word she says? I'm just a riddle wrapped up in an enigma, wrapped up in a...
Wrapped in a mystery inside
Oh,
of a bitch.
bitch. There we go.
Just a tortured artist.
Look, I don't need you defending me on my work. I don't need you analyzing or interpreting me either. And in fact, I'm pretty sure I don't need you at all.
Pretty sure.
But I'm also surprised that they never found the tape that Nathan and Brooke made until years later.
Good sex.
Karen, think you guys will get married? Well, I think Dan and I will get married. Who knows? I mean,
Oh my god, the hair.
Again, I wish they used Drew Saley more because his character was just so established in this episode. Then I think he was like in one episode after the fact, and like he wasn't really seen, but he was credited for it.
At least your dreams came true for one. Except for that, all right?
I'm such an ass. Sometimes I miss this, Nathan Scott. He was such an ass, and he was just so much fun. But at the same time, I'm so glad that Haley was able to, like, bring him more down to earth and bring out his, you know, sweeter side, you could say.
Maybe you're doing me a favor then.
What does that mean?
Sometimes I think it'd be easier if I got kicked off the team. Especially with my dad.
Also, I love how he's always kind of honest with Haley. He's like more honest with Haley than he's ever been with Peyton.
Well, it's walking.
Let me give you a ride.
It's not that far.
Hey, you're not gonna walk. You take Peyton's.
I'm really fine.
You're a little high on yourself, aren't you? Going around telling people you're all fine. Look, please just take the ride. It's the least I can do.
And distant lately, and I feel powerless to do anything about it.
Well,
And the way you're pressuring him since Lucas joined the team seems to be making it worse.
Me?
yeah, it's all you,
I
Dan.
think maybe the problem's not with Nathan. Maybe if you care to spend more time at home.
I'm gone 10 days out of the month, tops.
And when you are here, you work till all hours.
And you want to know why, Dan? Let me tell you. But swear to God, I never would have done it if I had known how he'd turn out.
He's a good kid.
Based on what? His scoring average?
Dad, I just want what's best for our son. What makes him happy?
Well, then something's not working, Dan. Because that kid I saw tonight is anything but happy.
Yeah, and it's not really your true son. It's more like your son, Ethan, because that's what you turned him into.
Don't let me have to live here unless I beg you. Same goes for boys. What are you doing? Just wondering if we're all gonna end up like Karen. Who is Karen? Stokes' mom. I'm not from birth control, we won't. That's not what I meant. She was already doesn't more like her. Maybe that means you're like her.
I mean, Brooke's not wrong. You do let Nathan treat you like crap.
Yeah, this is my house. We're staying here while we renovate the mansion.
It's not like I was trying to show off.
Isn't that your default setting? Sorry.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, I don't know.
Little tidbit. Though I don't think we have seen. No, we have seen outside of Peyton's house. Sorry, my mistake. Peyton's house and Haley's house are right next to each other.
It's pretty much my shot at everything.
But of course, you know, they're not.
If I lose it, it's over for me.
They're not right next to each other on the show. But in real life, they're literally
That's just the
right
thing.
next to each other. Just like a street apart.
I'm close to being ineligible to do one thing that I'm actually good at.
And here I go.
It's not
Here
just
you
my
go
life
again.
either, it's
Nathan's
Dad's, too.
telling
I
Haley
still got something to prove to Whitey.
more about his life than he's
If I screw
ever
it up,
said to
it's another
Peyton.
story.
And that's how you know, like, their relationship cannot start off somewhat good. Because he's being truthful and
I know
honest to
Dad knows
Haley.
I did this, and I know it's just going to complicate things with Lucas, but
He's being more honest to anyone, to Haley, than he has been to anyone. Like his dad, Whitey, Tim,
I
Peyton,
came to you because you're the best tutor at the school.
Lucas. And I think
You
that's...
happen to every day.
I love that factor, is that he
It's
is
not
just
exactly easy having everybody know your family.
so honest with Haley.
So you were nobody else.
Okay,
But he's-
I will.
But he's
I'll
also
give you
using
the
this to
sector,
guilt her into
and we've got to-
being his
I'm
tutor.
serious.
That's the other thing, is that he's guilting her into being
Okay,
his tutor.
Great, so we'll start on Monday.
That's the downside. such an idiot. And this, my friends, is why you don't drink and drive or pay attention to the radio instead of the road.
You okay? Yeah, she's fine. Can't say the same for a car, though. What the hell are you doing? But then again, all I see is a wrecked car. You.
This is just such an asshole move on Nathan's part. Such an asshole move.
The law for her? Nobody is worth that.
I couldn't let Nathan get away with it the way he does everything else. And I sure as hell couldn't let him do that to her.
It really didn't sound like he said hell right there.
What about the guy's car?
It sounded like he added
He just gets screwed over. I left him
an
a note.
A.
I said I did it. Bring his car here.
Oh, well, that's just great, Lucas. You know, I'm already struggling to bring in paying customers.
Look, I'll do the work myself, all right? After hours. And I'll pay for the materials.
Well, you're damn right you will.
And this is where he finds Haley's hat.
I want to have a pipe replaced. I don't want to send your kids to college. Fine, I'll do it myself.
I find it interesting that she just has that book underneath the counter.
I'm sorry, we're just closing. I was hoping to get a coffee. To go.
And I love how Karen thinks this is Dan who sent her. That says something. But it's just Deb throwing up the white flag.
Are entitled to, so we didn't have to live like this. Should have made him pay.
Luke, what happened tonight?
I learned something, that's all. Everybody has secrets.
I feel like that was like unjust. She didn't deserve. She really didn't deserve what he threw at her. Or at least that's in my opinion. She didn't deserve that. Because, you know, things were complicated. And yes, it feels like it's changed a bit from the pilot, because I remember, we'll get to it later on in the episodes, but in the pilot episode, she told Dan that, you know, he doesn't deserve to be a part of his life, and, you know, you hear it in the recap. Now, this episode, Nathan's like, you should have made him pay. Not Nathan, Lucas. Lucas says, you should have made him pay, and then only to find out a couple episodes later that Dan did want to give Karen money to help her with Lucas, but she didn't take the money. And I feel like that part was a little out of character. It also I think it was a way to kind of make Dan not seem fully like the bad guy. But it was always one thing that I never truly liked when it came to that storyline. Because I always felt like that wasn't Karen. Like that was out of place for Karen. But maybe that's just me. And then of course you have the Nathan and Peyton I am having so much trouble with names right now. I apologize. So you have the Nathan and Peyton and how he's lied to her, like straight to her face. And she's like, yeah, no, I know all this. I'm done. And you can just see it, the look on her face. She's like, I'm just done. Done with you. So, and I think that was the moment. That plus what Brooke said. Those two moments, I think that's what made Peyton really be like, yeah, I'm done. This is over. I can't take anymore. So that's my thought processes. Those two moments are what really sold it to Peyton that she deserves better than Nathan.
Nathan!
And here's where Peyton asked Tim for her car, and he knows nothing about it.
Your car? I don't have your car.
Nathan said you took my car.
Oh, your car.
Nice try. Where the hell is my car?
I went off. I was pissed, and you were in the line of fire.
I love how the plant is hiding her baby bump.
Got what you wanted. So that kind of nullifies my right to complain.
Is that what you think?
But at certain moments, you can definitely see there's the baby bump. If you pay attention, if you're not paying attention and you didn't know she was pregnant, you probably would never have noticed.
And if I had to do it over, you and I would still be having this conversation.
Yeah, I know. I hate to see them get away with it, Dan and Nathan. You know, they should have helped you out. It's not fair.
I'm glad he never offered. Because at the time, I honestly don't know what I would have said.
Yeah, because here she says that she's glad he never offered, and then you find out a couple episodes later that he did offer and she rejected it. So that's something that never made sense to me.
So who do you think we should feel sorry for? Ourselves or them?
Also, the way I just noticed the way that Karen was holding the cup changed from the different angles.
Still not home.
He will be.
So I take it this isn't the first time you've let him stay out all night?
Oh, I don't want to smother him, Deb. He's a responsible, disciplined kid.
Is he? Try not to look so disappointed.
Come on, Deb. You don't have to do this.
I don't have to, or you don't want me to?
He doesn't want you to. He likes it better when you're not around. Because then he can make Nathan into who he wants.
Hey, you're still alive. You shouldn't tell your mom about your little crime spree yet, huh? This morning. She's working on my punishment now. Good. You recognize that car over there? The owner got your note. I talked him out of pressing charges. Thanks, Keith. Let's just get this done, okay, so we can get back to billing for the work we do. Stay the hell away from Haley. We're just talking, man. You know, kind of like you and Peyton.
Yeah, except the thing is that you're talking with Haley is a lot different than his talking with Peyton.
I'll be ready by Friday.
Whatever. Bag of stuff by the door is yours.
What's all this?
It's that crap you've left here. Take it.
This is a necklace I gave you.
You mean the leash?
Just get the hell out. I mean it! Get the hell out!
I always like that moment. Oh no, it does say. Okay.
kill. For a kill. For some lives. So be honest with me about that, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're right, his name's Carr. Did I say I'm sorry? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Alright, so the one thing that I kind of was a little not sure of when I at least first watch it, and still every so often, is why he gets so upset about the fact that Haley's hat was in Nathan's car. I get it was because it was Nathan, and he thinks that something's going on, but all Haley had to say was, he drove me home after you left. Because, I mean, that's not a lie. It's not the whole truth, but it's not a lie. So I don't understand why it was this. I think because they needed to put a rift between Lucas and Haley, but still, at the same time, I feel like it was a rift that didn't need to be there at that time, but maybe that's just me. And then you have Peyton and Nathan's breakup. It's like that. I really loved that scene because Peyton was like truly seeing Nathan for the jerk that he is and the jerk that he has been. And she's finally just sick of it, being like, no, I'm not going to take this anymore. You're terrible. We're done. It's like, you can be terrible to someone else. Also, I find it interesting that Peyton can see that Nathan sees something within Haley, which I found that interesting that it was there already, but so many layers to different things. And then you have Deb and Dan. It's like one of those things where Dan doesn't really want Deb around because Deb will try and draw Nathan away from basketball, and Dan wants Nathan to follow in his footsteps and be the basketball player that Dan never was. So you got that. I was going to say something else. But yeah, so I've mentioned the Karen thing. I can't remember what episode later on it's mentioned, but it's just like that whole moment where she even said it. It's like, he never offered, and I don't know what I would have said if he did. And then to find out that he did offer and she didn't take him up on it, it's like that. I think that moment was played so Lucas would get mad at Karen and they would have a rift. But at the same time, it just seemed out of nowhere and not full on for Karen's character. Maybe I'm just the one that's seeing that, but that's how I saw it. And it always pisses me off whenever I get to that episode, because I'm like, no, that's not right. So, and also, as I was saying, you got Drew Seeley, who plays Vegas, and I really wish they would have let him be in it more, because his character was so established at the beginning there. And he actually had more lines than Tim in that episode, it felt like. Or maybe he had the same amount of lines, but it almost seemed like he was a little bit more prominent in the episode than Tim was. Or maybe, again, maybe it's just me, like, wanting it to be like that. But I wish they would have made Vegas a recurring character. I think that would have been fun. Because, I mean, Teresa is a recurring character. She comes back. Vegas is the only one who doesn't make another appearance, really. It's like, he's, like I said earlier, he's credited for an episode later on. believe it's in season 2. No, it's later in season 1. I believe it's after Nathan collapses and Whitey closes the gym. Yeah, so he's credited for that one, but you don't really see him. So, but I would have liked Vegas to stick around. He seemed like he could have been a great character. So that was episode 4, which is called Crash Into You. A lot happened within the episode that will kind of like branch out for the rest of the season. It'll be fun to see where that'll go. It'll be fun to see where that all goes. So if you are enjoying this video, please be sure to give it a like. If you are enjoying my content, please be sure to subscribe. And as always, if you have anything you want to say, about the episode or the review, please comment down below. And until next time, bye guys.